2020 ain't over yet. What's the next big catastrophe we can expect? YouTube Rewind 2020. Any 2020 reviews at the end of this year are going to be crazy. Like, imagine in late December thinking about that awful pandemic and how we all stayed in our homes playing video games for a few months. Bro, it's only May. So far, a chunk of my country finally finished burning down, Trump assassinated a foreign official, technically a leader, just not the leader, and then COVID and all COVID associates have happened. It's May. Time has become horribly broken and ceased having any meaning. We're on track for a century's worth of apocalyptic scenarios, which feel like they're taking place over the course of a century, and it's only May. I cannot fathom how we're going to be looking back at the start of this year come November or December. I'm hoping for some Area 51 shit. Should be good. They're just gonna redo the raid, except there will actually be aliens. What if Area 51 raided us? Before anyone gets too crazy with this, remember, we started the year off with jokes about a plague. Be careful before you give 2020 any more ideas. Hurricane season's on its way. Hurricane season panic buying plus COVID. People gonna do some dumb stuff. Don't you just love it when Mother Nature spits in your face? Yellowstone super volcano eruption. Oh man, that would be the cherry on this stuffed sundae of a year, wouldn't it? You think you hated 2020 before? Wait till you see what life is like when the major agriculture region of the US becomes a useless wasteland and everyone else suffers through nuclear winter. You had to stay home before, now you're just screwed. The economic crisis. Looks like the kickoff is going to be very soon. The kickoff is here, and I think the main problem will be down to economic problems in the USA. Someone out pizzas the hut? Whoa, no one out pizzas the hut. You got me, pal? Super bacteria from all the extra disinfecting we've been doing. Not to mention the huge percentage of very young kids who will develop devastating allergies. I fully expect some kind of future health issues for myself, especially with all the extra cleaning I do at work now. Things are starting to taste funny again for me, just like when I was a kennel tech and basically lived in bleach for 2 years. We haven't had a good devastating earthquake or tsunami in a while. Maybe when the unemployment and homeless figures go sky high and there's a complete breakdown of law and order, some good old-fashioned natural disaster can help rub salt in the wound. I, for one, can't wait to find out. Oh, Katrina 2 electric boogaloo. I mean, why not? It's not like Louisiana is doing great right now. Why not kick 'em while they're down? Said by Mother Nature. Well, mass starvation across Africa and the Middle East because of the locust swarms that are eating everything in sight. Why does everyone forget about the locusts? We are about to get to wildfire season and there isn't a major drought in southwest US. That will probably get interesting in the next few months. Maybe we will have the worst hurricane season in years and a major earthquake or two to top off the year. All natural disasters and humanitarian crises will be way worse because of Corona, with less resources available to respond and major international response teams risking bringing Corona with them when they travel. It is all a recipe for disaster. Time for another Dust Bowl, I suppose. An extremely high influx in people with deteriorating mental health due to a combination of legitimate stress, poor coping mechanisms, and extreme overexposure to hyperbolic or toxic news and social media. The suicide hotline has seen nearly a 900% increase this year. Now, this is something serious. Makes sense. No one in their right mind would want a crisis like this. Not that suicide is the answer, but it certainly is a way out. Maybe. Let's see. We've had fire, plague, swarms of stinging insects. Wasn't there like a volcano or earthquake or something? Yeah, so next should be like frogs from the sky, right? The farther it gets into this year, the more it feels like I should have paid more attention in Sunday school. Don't forget the swarms of locusts in Africa. They're the worst in 70 years in Eastern Africa, and forecast to spread to West Africa, across Saudi Arabia, and even into India this summer. We don't hear about it much since, well, it's in Africa, but so many are already food insecure there, and locusts are eating their crops. There will probably be a famine. The election in the US? That would be the cherry on top. Cascadia subduction zone, the really big one. Our working assumption is everything west of I-5 will be toast. Everyone talking about the super volcano eruption, but I'm just waiting for the day the Cascadia quake finally lays my ass out. That's terrifying. And I live on the other side of the country. Coronavirus both mutates, but also that those who already got it find that after exactly 4 months, it comes back to kill and becomes airborne as well as hardened. At the same time, Yellowstone sort of does a small eruption, not enough to wipe out half the US or start a nuclear winter, but enough to scare the shit out of everyone. Now it's teetering on erupting at any time without a doubt. Then we get to the middle of summer and we get record heat waves due to less stuff in the air blocking the sun. This causes record hurricanes and storms that mess up much of the coastal areas. Finally, the economy completely just collapses. Trade stops and food shortages, severe boredom and loneliness and depression take hold as nothing is certain and the world could end tomorrow without warning. If that wasn't enough, a mathematical error on a large comet causes it to swing by uncomfortably close to Earth and shedding its tail, raining down the tail debris into our atmosphere, heating it up further and causing widespread wildfires. Again, not enough to actually end the world on its own, but with everything else going on, this tips things over the edge. And lastly, nobody cares about a pandemic anymore, so everyone goes out, parties, and mingles more, and a second, more deadly pandemic springs up just to add to the fire. Honestly, there's going to be a second and more deadly wave of COVID-19 in the winter. The fact that we're going to have to deal with the flu and COVID-19 when it gets cold is not very comforting. Maybe the flu won't happen because we'd already be in quarantine? Let me watch some Simpsons real quick and get back to you.